Good evening, everyone. And it's nice to see there are people about. I'm going to sit here and watch me paint a little non-metal metallic on this mini I've been working for a bit. There we go. Let me shut that off. Coming in. I think they're busy. I don't know. Tonight is a painting night at the Pyro Club, so that's what I get to do after this. And maybe someday I'll remember to actually grab the link for that Discord and share it with everyone. So while we were away, what up, Pete? While we were away, I went and did all those little diamonds. Pretty happy with it. It's good enough, definitely good enough for tabletop. I probably wouldn't enter this in any competitions, but it's definitely good enough for what I'm using it for. Watching a film and you're watching me. Forget films in your phone. Just kidding. So I started working on the blade by starting with, let's see, carbon gray was the really dark color. So like underneath here they left it in that. Actually in the crevice I put some black in there because it's really dark. Carbon gray is that. Then I mixed a little with this and I'm continuously lightening it up. And the other parts, the real fun part's gonna be when I do non-metal metallic gold. I've done silver before. I haven't done as much gold, so we'll see. Hopefully it will work out right. I've picked out some colors. He's doing all the fun emojis. Yes, and here's a drink. Because he started, it wasn't even stream time and he's already starting it. So let's see. Trying to think of which brush I want to. Yeah, I'll use my little brush. My 3-0 Winsor Newton Series 7. And I'm going to go back to, yes, and I'm going to pull up the mini. It is Hero Lab, or Hero Forge, not Hero Lab. I use both way too often. Well, too bad, Pete. You snooze, you lose. And sorry, give me a sec while I pull up this hero. I love that song. And let me share it with everyone. Just a refresher, this is what I'm doing, and tonight I'm working on this. The sword. I've got most of it. I've got most of it done. Most of it done. I do have to do these little metal buttons and stuff in here too. And actually I guess on those I won't do until I actually get, until I actually paint those. And then, of course, she's got some, I don't know, rivets in her collar of her coat. So those should be all the metal bits. But the focus is going to be on this thing. Hey, Mr. Brandon, how are you? I'm just showing off what I'm doing here. So let's see. I'm going to go back to my... I'm doing some non-metal metallic tonight. Because that's not scary at all. Alright, I'm going to put on, let's see. So I got Twitch on this side, and I'm going to put my reference picture back up. Because it'll give me an idea of what I want to highlight. So how are you? I hope things are good, Mr. Brandon. I said, are you doing anything Gen Con wise with riffs? Alright, so the other colors involved in this whole thing are this Moonstone Blue and Foggy Gray and Pure White. I may or may not use the Foggy Gray. Oh, let's see. Mr. Brand is hanging in there, running 3 online Gen Con events, 2 Riffs and 1 Heroes Unlimited. I'm in DJ's old room. So yes, I'm in the new to me room. Basically bought a desk and I've got a futon or a couch and bought this chair. And I got to get some shelving from I'm actually inheriting it from a friend of mine, which I'll be putting in here, and so I can put up all sorts of miniatures and things. This is my mini painting studio / guest room / TV room. That's right behind me right there. We're gonna put up a TV. So when it's like 5,000 degrees outside, we will be in here, nice and cool, because we have AC in here, and I don't in my living room. So very excited about this. I've started moving things into the closet of shame. Maybe I need to put a sign on that, actually, that says Closet of Shame. Because that's where all my unpainted stuff is going to go. So I'm going to play with this Moonstone Blue. You want a little bluish tone in your steel gray. Once again, I always believe in having a very light hand. I'm going to take, this is, the light is hitting this surface mostly. So of course, yeah, Closet of Shame. So as a reminder, of course, I'm link friendly. So if you want, if you have anything to share that's online, any mini projects or anything like that, or other crafting stuff, please go ahead, post it in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to do it. Of course, I got the sound effects and things that Pete the Hydrator is so proficient at using. And if you really like my work and you want to own a piece of it someday, I do have a giveaway if I ever get to 50 subs. And if you do sub with me for a year, you'll also earn one that way too. So, because I want you to get something for your money. But otherwise, I'm just happy to have you here. So, it's nice to have company while I paint. What was that? I heard that. Oh, thank you so much for following, Frog. What's that? Frog Flyer. Frog Flyer. I wonder if you've met my friend Frog. Oh, and lurkers are welcome. Oh, darn it. I don't have it up here. I actually have a stone lurker I painted yesterday for my daily paint. I do like how Frog is held. I do too. I actually have a I painted a stone lurker for my daily paint yesterday, and I was like, oh, I should have that up here whenever, you know, to honor all the lurkers. I even wrote down on when I posted it, I love lurkers, whether they be this stone lurker or the all of you guys who lurk about my stream while I'm working. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to highlight just kind of the edge of this. I want to leave some of that dark. But I don't think I want to go super light. We'll figure that out. I might want to go super light. I haven't decided yet. Frogs are awesome here. Let's see. If you love frogs or turtles. Yeah, frogs and turtles are most definitely welcome on my stream. Of course, as I was mentioning, if you're a mini painter and you want to share your work on here, by all means, I'm link friendly. If you have any questions about mini painting or gaming or whatever, you want to chat, well, I'm more than welcome to. You can ask me almost anything. If it's overly personal, you might not get an answer. But for the most part, I'm a pretty open book. So, but I do love to talk mini painting, and I do love to inspire people. So, especially when I'm doing something this tricky. This non-metal, well, I don't know if non-metal metallic is so much tricky as it is. I think it's time consuming. Thank you, Mr. Brandon. I try. I mean, I've been doing this for like 20 years, so I better be pretty decent at it. If I don't, I probably should I probably should find a new line of a new hobby if I'm not somewhat decent at it at this point. Practice, practice, practice is really all it is. And that's why I'm convinced, anybody can do this hobby. You just have to work at it. I'm going to blend this in a little bit. One of the other things I find that's kind of a trick for non-metal metallics is that your highlights, you want them to be fairly stark, but you don't want them, like there's a point where they get, you want them a little blended, but mostly stark. If you think about how light glints off of metal, think of that. It is usually a fairly sharp transition. I think I'm going to go back in. I said I do a lot of back and forth. I want to lighten this up a little bit. I want to have like a highlight. I think in the middle. Also, one of the big keys with this is, of course, it's all about contrast. It said, I do appreciate that so much, Mr. Brandon. I said, I really have been, I really try very hard. I'm always trying to get better, too. When I have more time to paint some of my daily paints, I really try to push things along. Some would say contrast. I said contrast because that's a key to non-metal metallics. Actually, is contrast. Although I'm not sure if I like that. I have a right to change my mind, right? Okay, let me. I think I'm going to go back into this. Actually, I think I'm going to go one step lighter. So I'm going to take my, what the color was it? It goes for gray, which is this lovely mid-tone. I love this mid-tone gray. I'm going to mix it in with a bit of my charcoal gray. No, not contrast paints. Actual contrast between dark and light. It's kind of the keys to successful non-metal metallics is contrast. And I'd like to think a fairly sharp contrast too. You want to go from dark to light pretty quick. I know I keep painting out my bottom highlight there, but that's okay. Sort of what I mean by I kind of go back and forth a lot on things. So how are you, Mr. Kevin? I hope everything's good on your end. I think I'm going to. And if you're working on anything, of course, let me know. And let me see. It's one problem. I don't need that as much. Let's see where I'm at here on screen. So I want to highlight this. Speaking of contrast. Doing fine, that's good. Are you going to be there on, you coming on, what the hell day is it? Sunday. You coming on Sunday to the August mini painting party at the Queen's Gambit? Because I'm excited. Whenever I can get out of the house and gather with people and paint minis, it's always a fun time. That's the plan. Awesome. Hopefully some of our other friends and some of my other streamy friends will be there too. The usual suspects. I'll go back to my dark. I think I'm going to make this darker. This inset here. Then, as I head on out, you picked up some old school Tomb Kings? Oh, that's... Oh, you did? So, any idea who won the paint? I know someone who bid on that whole thing of paint, but he did not win it, which is funny. I mean, he does paint minis, but he doesn't paint too often. I said, well, if you win it, you're going to have to paint, you know. But that's cool. Yeah, unless it's somebody I know. I was just curious. I mean, you don't have to do that. But my friends actually sold all the games. I got a couple of friends who donated some games to that, and they managed to sell them all, which is nice for them. But he did actually put a bid on. I said it was really funny because he did put a bid on it. He's been doing more painting lately, which is good. He's been painting up his figures for the games he's in with us and his wife. So he's been catching up. And actually, Kevin, you know who it is. He was one of the members of the Tuesday night group. I don't know yet if I sold the stuff I put in. They haven't got to that point yet. Oh, really? Huh, because they told him he all his stuff sold yesterday, so that's funny. I figured they had, there's probably a lot of stuff for sale though. Alright, so this needs to be touched up. I don't think I'm getting enough paint on my brush here. Come on. So I need to add, those are 14,000, wow, wait, $14,000 in transactions? Or, You're talking about $14,000, not 14,000 transactions. I know it's a good sized store, but I don't think it's that big. Oh, yes. It was super successful. That's all that really matters. And good for everybody, and congrats to all the winners. Everybody who got the high bids. And everybody managed to sell something that they didn't want anymore. Yes, we are, Acid Burn. Oh, hi, Acid Burn. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you dropping by. Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about. Did you win the paints? I know there was a whole set of Viejo paints that was there that more than one person pointed out to me that I should go put a bid on, and I'm like, nah. All my money right now is tied up in Warhammer Orcs. I'm gonna have to get in there a little more up with the darker color. So no, but used to run a LARP I played a few years ago. There a few times I got all Facebook page updates. Yeah, I mean this is a well-known sale. Those huge boxes of GW paint that went with it as well. Oh, nice. Yeah, but was the paint actually in good shape? We all know what happens with old GW paints. That's the sad thing. GW paints don't last real long. We all know that. I'm trying to figure out how I want to go about this. That's why these things take me so long to do. And I feel like my white is not being very white. I blorfed it. But it's not too late. I can save this. They checked it all before it was on sale. That's cool. No, I'm not starting over. That's the one thing you don't ever have to, should never have to start. I know some people do. But the reality is if you don't use your paint real thick, you should never actually have to completely start over a mini. I'm certainly not starting this mini over with all its freaking, all those diamonds. It took me a while to do all those diamonds. Oh, why? I know what I'm trying to do here, and it's not working. I said I can pick it out anyways. Okay, that's pretty good. You definitely want to have some bright highlights, pure white highlights on metal. Things you're trying to read as metal. Otherwise, it won't read right. Oh, I can hear hubby from here. I know what he's watching too. He was watching, he loves Half in the Bag, I think is what they're called. And he loves this series called Best of the Worst. I'll admit, it's pretty friggin' hilarious. They find that, I think people will randomly send them like all sorts of weird movies, and they're all the old videotapes. And I mean videotapes, you know, the black plastic cases. I don't remember if they actually do DVDs. We found a couple. We were attempting, because we were starting to clean out our videotape rack, and we were so tempted to send them a couple of those. They fell right under the really bad videotapes that they love to put on that show. So I'm very much trying to keep it hitting the peak of like where the sides join. So you get kind of like this, and I want to hit right on the top. And right on the angle, the joints. I don't know. They weren't mine. All I really owned for VC, you know, for videotapes was I had a bunch of Disney stuff. There's one of his. You know what? Ask John Terra why people have bad movies. I mean, he's the one that's got so many bad. He's got like a bunch of bad monster movies. Some people actually like bad movies. I forget what that, but I mean, it's not just even bad movies. There's also like instructional videos. Why can't I find my edge here? I gotta go back in there. Do you have some pure black? And actually, I think it was all of like one video that we were looking at the time. They're like, we should really send them that one. But what they do is people will they'll send them videos that they also don't even have like the covers or stickers on them anymore, so they don't even know what they're sending them. So it's like Russian roulette. But it's amazing. But what they do is they actually watch the whole thing, and they basically trash it on TV. They'll basically do a review of them, and it's friggin' pretty hilarious. So I can hear him laughing downstairs, and I know that's what he was watching when I came upstairs to do this. Because the best part of that is, yeah, send it to them, then you won't have to worry about disposing of them. All right. Actually, come to think of it, this, I think, goes all the way back. I'm going with black for this. There we go. I think now I figured out where the heck that actually lands. gonna start with, I'm doing the Moonstone blue right now. So I can put it where I want it. So I think I'm gonna go back in there, straighten that top out a little bit. So I feel like this is a little crooked. Well, that's drying. So now look at this. I'm looking at this in here, and I think I actually like it better where I see some, where it's a little darker, so I can see the edges. I'm going to leave a white highlight going across. Let's see. Like it because the sides really stand out. Listen, I want to try to blend it a little bit, but it's supposed to look like a shadow. It's supposed to look like a glare, and if you blend it too much, it doesn't look like a glare. But if it's too stark, it looks like a white line painted on there. So. That to me a lot of times is the tricky part of this. It's finding that happy medium between too stark and not stark, too stark and not stark enough, I guess. I see a blorf. You remember to bring the librarian dread Sunday so I could see it for cool? By all means. Said I'm excited about. I know exactly what I'm bringing on Sunday. I'm gonna bring my tree. The tree I still have yet to finish before ReaperCon, and it's in 3 weeks. I'm not worried. No, not at all. No, I'm friggin' starting to get a little stressed out about when I'm gonna get everything done that I want to do before ReaperCon. I do have. Basically right now in terms of the con, I have to get transportation from the airport to the hotel. And unfortunately, Super Shuttle doesn't seem to have the usual ride share thing that I have taken in other places. I have to get my transportation to the airport from here. Which is easy enough. And what else have I got to do? What else I got to do? Let's see. I need to finish that mini and figure out what else I'm going to bring with me. But I've got my business cards and I've got my ribbons all done. I'm excited about having things to hand out. I'm mostly excited though about meeting everyone. That's going to be, well, no, not everyone. Unfortunately, not everyone is going, but that's okay. It's hopefully I will catch them in next year. Oh, actually, may not be next year. Maybe 2 years, because next year I'm planning on going to Disney World with my husband for a second second honeymoon, second wedding anniversary. We're going to be at 25 years. And add, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to add a little bit of gray. The dark gray. I said, I know I'm going to go over my line again. But that's what I mean by there's a lot of back and forth when it comes, for at least the way I do non-metal metallics. There's always a lot of back and forth. Yep, I knew I was going to go too much. Oh. But that's okay. It's said the paints are thin. So you can keep going. Jarrett! So how was the rest of your stream, Jarrett? Jarrett. I called you Jarrett like plural. It's Jarrett. How was the rest of your stream? Because it was a lot of, I enjoyed it. I do really like to listen to people's painting streams when I'm working. The only bad thing is that I managed to sneak on there and chat. I would say I'm a lurker that actually does listen to what you're doing, even if I can't watch it. But I tend to I get my looks in so I can actually see your mini. Which looked like that, I believe you were painting a pirate. And it was looking good. I'm so happy to see you here. Yeah, I was so happy. I've been wanting to catch one of your streams forever. And every time you come on, I'm always been busy. It's like, I don't know, it's like it was cursed. And it's like, I know I wanted to actually make sure I stopped in there at some point. Something tells me this will not be the last time I'm working overtime at work. Because, yeah, usually I'm driving home at 4 Eastern time. So that's why, and I think you go on when I'm driving home. So, and then I come home, have dinner, and get ready for this. But tonight, though, I have so much work to do that I was like, I'm going to stay. Plus, also, with ReaperCon coming up, as I was talking about, it's going to require, it takes money, so it'll be nice to have, earn some extra money to spend at ReaperCon. Because, I need more minis. Like, I need, a hole in the head. But they're really right. It does show up. I'm looking like at the stream, at my picture up there. It does seem like that minis that are non-metal metallic definitely show up way better on a camera than ones that you paint with metallics. You already have 7 holes in my head. I already have 7 holes. What's another few more? Yeah, exactly, right? All right, so what have we got? What are you sharing with the class tonight? Some more dudes. Some more blood ravens. All right, let's check it out. Very nice. You do a really good job with the white. With that, assume if it's the contrast right now, it's apothecary white, or is it wraithbone? But you do a very nice job of applying it. It looks nice and smooth, and you've got and you wash around the edges to give it that weathered look. Heat burn on the muzzle. I didn't even look. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, that came out good. Oh, I really like it. Note the bases. Bases came out not that. What is that? The AK Scenics there. Oh, it's straight Wraithbone. That's what it is. Okay, I wasn't sure because I know you use both Wraithbone and Apothecary White on your Blood Ravens. I do like them though. They're coming out good. I was gonna say, I assume that's a decal you put on the side there, right? You didn't. I mean, I guess you just gonna say. I guess yeah, you could. It wouldn't be horribly hard to paint those, but to get those really spiky like that, probably not. AK Dara Light Earth Wash with Ricklin Flush Shade, Dry Brush with Ushabti Bone. It's on the bases. That the AK diorama stuff is pretty good. I bought some of their beach sand and I do like it. So, back to painting. Also find when you go over things multiple times, I find that you can start out, if you're a little crooked, you go over it and over and over it. Eventually it'll straighten up. It is, yeah, I remember you were telling me about it, so I went and picked some up because I had, I don't know if you caught it, I painted up some Star Wars Legion, or from the game Star Wars Legion, some of the rebels. Now those rebels normally are, when they're in the box, they're dressed for Endor. But the person doing it, he loves Tatooine, so he wanted them all like in desert attire. I think I'm gonna go back in there. And so I needed something, I wanted some sort of sand effect on the base. So I combined it. I put that down, and then I put down some bigger, coarser grain sand on top of that. And I was pretty happy with the way it came out when I mixed the two together. And then I painted it. I'm gonna say I do actually believe sometimes I won't paint grass, but sometimes I'll actually paint grass. I'll just take my brush and kind of put some paint out and sort of whap it across the grass. But I find that it makes it a little less, I guess you'd say, uncanny valley. It makes the mini fit into the whole thing a little bit to get a little bit more. But yeah, I find I really like their product. I don't know if I have anything else I want to do. No, I will be definitely probably picking up some more of their stuff. Of course, when you buy this stuff, it comes in a fairly good. Oh, one thing I found, my one quibble is the screw tops. I have the worst time putting their screw tops back on the cans. Yeah, I know. It's made for like the ones, well, literally the thing that's mentioned on the side of the beach sand is the beaches in Normandy. So I know it's for like people who, make reenactments of battles and the historical minis people. And they really do love the realism. This is nuts. I'm really trying to put. I want to put a little bit of a highlight on the bottom. Like so. I go back over. I like this a little darker in there. I think that's part of the saying about contrast. Lots of it, and lots of it is good when it comes to non-metal metallics. I think that's the most effective. I think I may go back to the original. I was actually taking color that's a little bit lighter, that has my carbon gray mixed with a little gray, but I think I want to go in there and actually use pure carbon gray. I'm going back to this again because I feel like it's too dark. I want to blend it in. Instead, here I go, back and forth. It's not exactly a ton of room in there. I'm trying to do this, and I think that's half my ish. How many, how many elephants can you dance on the head of a pin? I feel like that's what I'm trying to do here. I also feel like I've gone outside my boundary line here, and it's actually about here. But this is typically how I do. This is definitely typically how I do non-metal metallics. And it takes me forever to do them. practically holding my breath here because I really just want to get this done. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go in. I just want to leave a lip of this. Oh my God. Hi, Joel. Hey, what's up? Nice of you to join me. And you brought some friends. Are they any friends I know? How you doing? It's been a while since I've talked to you. Thank you, Crimson. So, people should follow you because you're awesome. At some point, you're another one. At some point, I need to get to visit your stream and say hello and see what you're doing. I know you play video games though, right? On yours? Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we've all been busy. It's been, things have been crazy out there for me. Like, my work has been nuts. There's a reason why I didn't go to the meeting the other day. Because I was doing this, actually. Still not thrilled with this. So welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. I always appreciate them. Welcome to my stream, my humble little stream. I paint minis. I'm actually a friend of Joel. It's Joel, but J3. Is there a way you say that, Joel? J3 Low. Jello. Oh my. I feel stupid now. It's Jello. It is Jello. Jello, huh? Jello and I are friends. As I said, I paint minis. And tonight I'm painting a Hero Forge 1 of a character that I'm playing in a game. Actually, maybe I will see you soon if we can ever pull together the Hand of Bane. You know, that'd be nice. Let me get my mini. I just realized my mini is like way off stream in the, I don't know if it's a past future. There we go. One day. I know. I'm hoping to happen. So we're all, let's see, Jello and myself and Jello's dad and got a couple other friends. We are the Hand of Bane. We're all a bunch of 5e Bane paladins. Blam, that's true. Blam, who's also a Twitch streamer who does Minecraft. Today's Minecraft Monday. We're all, so yeah, I can't wait till although actually I hope we're all going to Carnage because I know we'll get together there too. And I am so excited. I haven't bought my badge yet. I know you can, but I haven't bought my badge yet because I gotta save my money for ReaperCon right now. Although then again, that might be a bad idea because I probably want to be I probably want to sign up for games as soon as they go live because I know they'll probably sell out quick. But it's so good to see you. If anybody has anything they'd like to share with the class, as long as it's Twitch friendly, mini painting or otherwise, I'm link friendly. If anybody has any questions about the hobby, please ask. I love to enable people to do this hobby. So if you're somebody who's never painted before and are interested in getting into it, let me know. I would love to tell you how to get started. Thank you so much for following. Who is it? Interstellar Scout. No worries, Joel. I always appreciate the follows. I'm doing a couple promos. Of course, it said people came by on that stream. You're probably more into video game streams than painting streams, but we're all nerds here, so, and nerds are definitely welcome on my channel. I'm also here for other nerdy talk. If you want to talk games or whatever, I would love to, and you can ask me pretty much anything. I do have a couple promotions. If I get to 50 subs, I've been streaming that long, but if I get to 50 subs, I'll give away a painted mini, and if anybody out there actually wants to sub for an entire year, then you'll also get a painted mini. Jarrett's, I know, well, yeah. Are you kidding? Nerds are my crowd. You guys are the best. I love nerds because I am such a nerd. I think if you do this as a hobby, you kind of are a nerd. All right, I'm going back in. So I'm trying to do a more advanced technique called non-metal metallics, where I'm actually painting the illusion of metal on this mini. And going back and forth a lot between my colors here to try to get it just right. And even though I'm using a wet palette, I think this wet palette it's time it needs a change. It's like a baby, it needs a change. And I need to make sure I'm on my spot here so people can actually see what I'm doing. Other than holding my breath.
Moist.
Who was it? Oh, it's a Gareth! Oh, Jarrett, you were, by the way, I will say this, you were just too kind. I'm telling you, I'm actually, the more I talk to you, the more I'm thrilled I am you won my giveaway. And I'm really glad the mini got there. That's okay, Gareth. Hey, listen, I've had people to chat with. As long as I have someone to chat with, it's all good. I was just telling people what I'm giving away, so. And I had a friend of mine who rated me. Yeah, I loved you. It said, I really did love your stream. By the way, anybody who hasn't, I gotta do it. I'm gonna do it. I don't know if anybody did, but I'm gonna do it. Anybody can do shout outs, by the way. I also have that open let's see. Well, actually, why don't we do everybody here who's around right now? Jarrett's. A bunch of us on here are mini painting streamers. Various things. I think Jarrett said his stream is on Sundays and Mondays. Let's see. And then we have Acid Burn. I'm so sorry if he's not around. I wonder if he's still lurking around. I know. Hey, wait, I gotta put the shout out before. At Acid Burn Punk. I'm not sure. I know he's got a schedule and I should know it, but I don't know everybody's schedules yet. And there's a lot of you. Let's see. Of course, there's Gareth. I keep forgetting to hit the stupid shout out. Gareth. So Gareth is the other half of the Goblin double feature. Okay, so Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and Monday at 4. See, that's why Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern are really tough time periods for me. I tend to sleep in on Sunday mornings and Saturday mornings because I stay up way too late at night. Gareth is the other half of my Goblin double feature on Wednesday. Basically, we both stream back to back. We are both patrons of Michael Mortar, so we're part of the Goblin Army, which you can always join for $1 a month. And you can hang out with a bunch of mini painters or people who just are mini enthusiasts. So we call it the Goblin Double Feature. And I start at what's up? I'm sorry, at 8:30, and then he comes in at 10:30. And of course, I would be remiss if I don't do a shout out. He's not here to even know I'm doing it, but I don't care. For Jello, or J3Lo. He does like video games and such, so give him a follow. And Joel is really awesome, great, nice. I almost want to call him a kid, but he's not a kid anymore. He was a kid. We said I watched him grow up. He was a kid when I met him, that's for sure. I may go a little darker on this. Let me see if I can blend these sides in just a hair. They seem a little too stark. I know he's a... Yeah, I know. He's in his mid-20s. I mean, I remember when he was a little kid. But let's face it, I'm old, folks. I hit the big 5-0 this year. All right, I want to water this down a little more. Because that is way too thick. It's so nice. It's not too hot out right now, so I can actually have my window open and I can hear the peepers outside. Kara says, after 21, honestly doesn't matter. No birthday parties unless you had a new decade as per Patton Oswalt. That's sort of held true for me. I haven't had a lot of... Then again, I got a husband who doesn't really plan birthday parties for me. We actually just assume... We're actually pretty happy not having... basically what it is, myself and our friend DJ, our birthdays are 2 days apart. Why? Hang on. Let me see which way this moves it onto which. I feel like my camera got bumped. Because now my mini, like, I had it on the spot, but now it's, like, way off screen here. It's just, let's see, yeah. So there's two of us that have birthdays that are pretty much within 2 days of each other. So we split the difference and we go out for dinner on the day in between. Let's see, Gareth says it's just hot enough here today, so I had to close the windows. Oh, go resort to AC? That's fair. It was really hot here until, like, Saturday. I think yesterday was better. As I said, back and forth until I'm happy with... So right now, this still feels a little too stark. Like Tony. Like basically the line is too severe between the... but yet you kind of want it to be. That's what's tricky about... To me, that's the hard thing about non-metal metallic, is getting that sweet spot between it's too sharp a transition and not sharp enough or stark enough. You work outside? Blech. See, I am really, really thankful that I don't work outside. And even better, so half my place is like, or most of my place is freaking hot. But for some reason, and this even includes, oddly enough, the upstairs office is where the head of the company is. You know, you think the coolest spot in the entire building would be where he is, but no, no, not at all. The coolest spot in the building is like my office, my cubicle, because I'm away from all the windows. We have effective AC in our building, in our room, and so I don't have to, you know. So basically, I'm in the coolest spot in the entire building, and the floor where you have all those machines running. Well, that certainly isn't cool by any stretch. I'm going to flip this upside down. And I'm going to do this because I want a little bit of lighter on the bottom. I still feel like this is still too stark. Well, that's your choice. I do, actually, the funny thing is, I like the heat. Because I really don't like the winter. I will definitely take summer over winter any day. I'm not repeating that one. I get what you're saying. Although I'm no skinny mini either. I used to be a skinny mini. But not... Getting old. Getting old kills your metabolism. Totally killed my metabolism. So I can't just eat what I want and not gain weight. I gain weight. When I was in high school and when I was in my 20s, I couldn't gain weight. Except for through, out of all things, running. Because I put muscle on. And when I put muscle on, I gained weight. That's pretty good. I might go back in here and gonna darken this up again. I also feel like my glare is a little uneven on this bottom side. I'm debating whether I even want this top glare. Or if I want to change it up a little. It's my right, to change my mind? I'm an old lady. I get to change my mind if I want to. I'll do this so I tie it in with the side here. I'm going to try something. I'm not trying to take this whole thing up. I will go back over it again. It's a little confusing on what's the side and what's the top face. Because I'm not 100% sure I'm sold on that top. Like I said, this is how I do. Once again, this is how I do know my metallics. I go back and forth 900 times deciding, do I like this? Do I not like this? I mean, the picture, it kind of is probably more like this. A lot of times when I see non-metal metallics painted, they tend to put like extra glints across things. I think the mini, when I actually look at it, has it more like this. Maybe lighten it along the bottom. That's too bad. I don't have anybody from like where it's winter right now. There's no one from like the southern hemisphere. Keep finding little things too in here that I wanted to chip. Alright, I shouldn't get so horribly picky because honestly, it's just for me. This is... I keep looking, keep finding things here. And this is just a mini for me. Hey Gareth, are you still around? Because I'm wondering, what are you working on these days? You still working on 9 zillion Star Wars guys? Actually, I know what you're working on. You took the plunge and you started a Patreon. Good luck with that. No, seriously, good luck with it. Gareth, yep. So Gareth has started his own mini painting Patreon. Now, here's a question. Are you setting it up like Michael Mordo does, and people can pay you, you'll have like painted tiers? God, I keep dragging my mini out of camera. So right now, how many tiers did you say you had? You have a troop tier and a vehicle tier, and they're all Star Wars, right? Correct? 3 total, but 2 have painted minis rewards. Yep, for now. Yeah, that's fair. I'll tell you what, he's a genius for the fact he's made he does his Patreon, and And he did in such a way that he can basically get minis to people and get paid for them, and that's his whole business. It's a business plan I've been sort of looking at and thinking about, maybe in the future. Right now, though, I seem to be doing fine without any Patreons. My lord, I have a lot on my plate right now, and it is just absolutely crazy how much stuff right now I get to paint. Probably need to stop taking jobs. But basically I have 3 armies? Let me think. I got the Necrons. No, 4 armies. What am I, an idiot? So basically I have my best friend's Necrons, but he's working on them with me, so he does part of them and I do part of them. And I think this is pretty good. He works, so I get them in piecemeal, so I'm not getting them all at once. Then I have the small army is 20 Howling Banshees, and then there's the one that's like 40 Blood Ravens. They're not Kevin's. And then the big one, well, the bigger one, I've got one coming in for 60 orcs. Now, that's not a bad deal because I really like painting orcs, so no complaints here on that one. That one kind of has a deadline though. And I already said, I don't know if I'm going to make 60 orcs by October 2nd. That may not happen. But I will definitely get a good amount done by then. Fortunately, everyone else says, whenever you get done, it's good. I've got really great clients. I'm doing well enough, but I figure I'd throw this out there and see if there's any interest. It doesn't cost anything if no one signs up. Yeah, I mean, that is, hey, yeah, why not? I'm thinking when I retire, I might do it. And do it for, like I said, the way you're doing it, the way, but I'll do it for D&D minis. Ah, you borfed. I think it's cool, Don. Good luck. I hope you do really well with your Patreon, and I said I'm curious to see how it goes. So what do you, by the way, what do people think? Let's see. Let me make sure my mini's actually on screen. I swear to God, like Twitch is tiny. I might have to get rid of all my flipping graphics there and move them to the side. Yeah, mine will get started in about 20 years from now. I don't know, let's see, I'm 50, yeah, 20 years from now. When I retire. So what do people think? That look pretty good in metallic-y? I'm looking at the bottom here. Alright. I think it's good enough for my mini. Let's see. I'm going to take a look at my picture here. If anybody wants to see the reference picture, let me know. I'll put it back up. Alright, I was going to change the pommel to gold. Because I don't think I could make it gold in Hero Forge. So I've got these parts here that need to be done. So let's see. Leave a little shadow in there. And I might have to go back over that. Thanks, Gareth. And I do, but I really do appreciate you popping in tonight. Oh, that's right. You're streaming later, aren't you? Like, it's always like we have our Monday night painting party on that, in the Pyro Club, which is a group of streamers and mini painters. And as I said, maybe at some point I'll remember to actually grab the, maybe I'll remember to actually grab the Discord invite and share it with people so they can join our Monday night painting. I believe it's okay. What is that? Yep, at 9:30, but I always feel bad when you miss your Monday and Saturday stream. You know what? Life happens, all right? I always appreciate when people show up here, but if you can't, you can't. I mean, you know, life happens, and this is hardly the most important thing in the world to do. I don't know if I can do this. I think I'm just going to go back over that because I see I really watered my paint down here because I'm trying to see the where the indents are. But God, it's so tiny. I wonder if any of my new brushes would work here. They've got pretty good chisel. So I got a bunch of brushes from Reaper when I got the mega bundle. And they're pretty small tips. Very chiseled tips. So maybe I'll try one and see if it's any better. You had a good reason for Saturday. You were at the zoo with the kids and the girlfriend and her kids. It was a great, oh, I'm sure it was. See, yeah, that is like way better than coming on and watching my painting stream. The zoo is a lot of fun too. We have our local zoo around here that we really enjoy. There we go. Actually got it on there pretty good. I'm gonna hate doing this other side. Nah, I love the zoo. There's actually there's one near the Stone Zoo in Stoneham, Mass. I do enjoy going there. It's not that big, but it's nice for like a morning or an afternoon. I used to go there as a kid. My parents, a couple times a year, or a summer rather, my parents would take us there. We always so looked forward to going. I'm going to go back in with some black on this side too, actually. Well, so I mean, there's also Franklin Park, which I've never been to, but maybe someday. They're all connected now. Not to you, but I was just number 3 in the yeah. Which zoo? Alright, so which zoo do you go to? Henry Dorley Zoo. Do you want to give a shout out as to what city that's in? And you do not have to. But that's a good zoo. Oh, Omaha, Nebraska? Oh, nice. That's pretty cool, though. Number 3. It must be a pretty good sized zoo. I remember I've gone to the National Zoo in Washington a few times. Of course, I've been there anytime recent. Yeah, we hardly see all of it every time the kids would tap out. Yep. Yeah, I've been to the one in Washington, D.C. I've been to Phoenix. I've been to Columbus, Ohio. This was a pretty fun zoo. This is like nerve-wracking because I don't want to screw up my my black lines in there. Yeah, as you get older, you'll find out it's you that starts tapping out. That's what I find now. It's not, Stone Zoo's not a bad, it's a nice little zoo. It's little. I said I can get through there in a couple hours. But I do think it's a nice zoo, though. They got quite a few interesting critters. Well, I wasn't going to be too far behind the kids, and it was good to get home and relax once it was done. Oh, yeah. Of course, the funny thing is with me, right, when I go to like amusement parks or zoos and things, at least when I was a kid, this is why I stay up way too late at night too, is I'm a night owl. So like, I was ready to tap out about, you know, between 1 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And then when the sun goes down, I'd be flipping, running 5 million miles ahead of my parents. Hey, Evie Catcher, how are you? And welcome. Welcome to the tavern. I'm doing a little non-metal metallic painting on my Asimar Bard, which is getting pretty close to being done. So this week it'll be finished. I'm glad to hear you're good. I hope and as I like to say, if you have anything you'd like to share, I'm link friendly as long as it's Twitch friendly, if you get my drift. Please don't get this channel banned. Well, thank you so much. See, I'm trying to do some non-metal metallic on the sword tonight, starting with silver, and if I have time, what time? I started the stream at 7. Oh my God, I only have a half hour left. Problem is, when I do non-metal metallics, it always takes me 9,000 years, because I said I keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So that's why it takes so long. So it's taken me an hour and a half to do just this and what I'm working on, the handle. I haven't even gotten to the gold yet. But basically what I have left on her, I have to obviously paint her bedroll in her book. I have to do, there's some buttons on here. Those won't take long, even non-metal metallic. The belt, these little rivets in the leather of her, that collar. As see, I got all of these diamonds. A lot of these diamonds I did do off stream. So, I'm trying to make it kind of look quilted. So that's why I've got some light spots. It went lighter in the middle. Well, then I'm seeing it under this bright light. Under the light I was working at, it didn't look quite so prominent. So maybe I'll go back over those again and try to make them a little more like these in here. But honestly, when I'm sitting here just looking at a gaming table, it looks alright. So, yeah, I was going to say, for an army, honestly, for an army, God, do metallic paints. Don't do this. I've heard people do entire armies with non-metal metallics, and I'm thinking, you guys are dumb. That said, you do it however you want to do it. Don't listen to me. That's just my opinion. That is not the wrong way to do it. You'll have an incredible looking army, especially if you're good at non-metal metallics. But if your army is silver. So, all right, so what is your army? I was going to say, assuming it's like a 40K army? In mine, you want to enjoy paint. Well, do you enjoy painting or don't you? So, yeah, if whether or not you enjoy painting, that's a do you enjoy it or not? That I can't. But if you have questions, Necrons, oh yeah, okay, awesome. My best friend and I are painting his Necron army. I don't really have anything to show you because right now it's at work. And we've actually been doing a lot of playing with it because, I gotta take this off for a sec. Ow. My glasses are digging into my side of my head here for some reason. I think it's because I got my earpiece in there. See if I can make that better. Yeah, Necrons is his main army, and we're working on it together. He's doing like a lot of the base coding of the things. What colors? Let's see if I can remember. And thank you for following. So I hope you come back. I want to say it's coppery colored, like, you know, I'm trying to remember the friggin' base because he's been basing it, so I'm not. I don't get the main color of it. I want to say it's Runelord brass with cryptic armor shade, I think is what it's called. It's really cool. I love that wash. But it almost makes it look rusty. And then I go back over it with cryptic alloy, which is a little more silvery, and I put some shiny spots back into it. Yeah, I think it is. I think that's what he's shooting for. I said he's technically, it's his army, so we're going with his colors. So he's got the green and the gun. He's got the black with the green and the guns. He just really likes the box art. So I don't know what I would. I don't know. I haven't thought. If I was to do it, it'd probably be purple, because like it'd be a metallic purple though. I would just either find a metallic purple, or I would, and maybe add pink as a highlight. Try to make it titanium-ish looking. That's how I would do it. But said this is his army, not mine. My army is going to be orcs, because I think they have a lot of leeway in how you painting. Like the Aether Rockstar. I'm trying to remember what. I don't remember what that is, but I think I know what that is. But yeah, if I was to say orcs is my favorite because you have a lot of leeway with orcs, in my opinion. To me, they're scavengers, so if you paint them all uniform, to me it's kind of, yeah, we need more Wog! If you paint them all the same, to me it's sort of a disservice because, let's face it, they are fungus. They grew out of fungus. And so they basically come into this world with nothing, and they have to scavenge everything they got, and they and everything works on belief. So that's why I think they're a little more fun to do. You've got it right, Wog. So I'm gonna probably go with. Originally, I was gonna go with a take on the Bad Moons, but yeah, it was purple. By the way, it was purple and gold, so it was gonna be sort of a take on it, but my take. But because they're coming out with the Great White Squig, and I'm gonna go with as many squigs as I possibly can because I did get a box of Beast Snaggers. I was the first one at the store when they announced it was going to be released. And the store I go to will actually put your name on a list even before the pre-orders go live. So I was literally the first person down there to ask for one. And I made sure, and he's like, yeah, you're all set. Because 4 freaking boxes a store. Don't get me started. I think that's just crap. But hey. Unfortunately, I really like their models too much. You know, GW makes really nice models. I can't deny it. I also got lucky and got a Cursed City one. Kevin, what was that about Cursed City? I think of orcs talking like the king. Yes! And if there were female orcs, to me, they would talk like Harley Quinn. If there were female orcs. Because to me, orcs are genderless. I mean, they don't really reproduce other than through spores. So, do they really have a gender? I think not. We kind of assign them one. But in reality, I don't think they don't reproduce that way. So, I don't think they technically have a gender. But once again, that's just my opinion. That's just an opinion. That's not fact. However you view it is fine with me. Yeah, see, okay, there you go. I mean, it makes sense. It really does make sense that they wouldn't have a gender. Well, no biological gender. Okay, that's that's true. I guess if you have some that want to, they could assign themselves a gender. I had to think about all this because I originally wanted to paint a female orc, like a pinup girl, a pinup orc girl on the nose cone of my DACA jet. I realized there are no orc girls, really. So I was like, and plus I also looked at the size of the nose cone. I'm like, that would be really small, and that would be, yeah, no, that wouldn't work. So instead, I painted up the guy's pet squig on the nose cone of the jet. I have pictures. There are pictures on my Facebook page, but you have to go way back to find them. Butt boy is butt boy. Yep. Although Necrons, though, at least at one point had a gender. They were people. They've got a rather tragic story. I mean, the Necrons actually kind of make me sad. That they basically were trying to stop the extinction of as a matter of speaking, of them all because they were all dying from some disease. I'm like going, that's a really sad story. This wasn't as I'm not happy with the way this is coming out, so I'm painting over it. So are the Aldari. Orcs are made to fight neck. I know, well that's the best part. If and when, if nothing else, I've got to assemble my beast snaggers and some of the other ones I got kicking around. I got to assemble them so I can actually play. And yes, it'll be against the guy whose army I'm helping to paint. But the other thing is too, with the new kill team, that is all delicious orc terrain. And I'm so excited by that. Let me look at that. It's funny. I can see like ridges all along this thing here. But I look at the mini and there's only like about 3 of them. Go figure. I may change this up a bit. Just realized I kind of want to have this going across. So we have DACA and Laser DACA. Yep, they will. Oh, huh. Because one of the stores I said for the Kill Team one said it was a limited edition box. But I feel like, but I think that's right. If you pre-order it somewhere, they will make it. So, which is how they should have done Curse City. Screw them. Dio! Hi, Dio! It's nice of you to drop by and drop a band hammer in your head before the end of the stream. As always. Cutting it a little close, though. That's good, though. Wow. Midgard's getting 50? That's good. I said that'll mean Mick gets the toy soldier gets everything that people order too. I said it's too bad, because I said think their models are so awesome, but they just the whole Cursed City thing. That thing that doesn't really exist in our reality, right, Kevin? That kind of left a big sour taste in my mouth after what, essentially was done to stores and to the little guys. Yeah, that looks okay. Now I'm going back to my handle here. This needs to come down. I want to balance these sides out. Alright, Gareth. Okay, substitute Pete the Hydrator. There you go. You get your drink. I kind of want the beast snaggers, but problem is I don't think you can. Well, all right. So here's the deal with the beast snaggers. You can't. I don't unless you're really lucky, or you go on eBay and pay a fortune because I'm sure price gougers are taking advantage of this one. Those were really limited, but what they're gonna do is because of course this is how they make their money. Is they're going to, of course, put those on, they're going to sell all the components from the Beast Snagger box separately. But I guarantee, if you buy them all, if you buy all of the components, it's going to be a bit more money. So, that was one reason why I wanted to make sure I did it, because I don't know, the price point, we'll have to see. The price point probably could have been a little better. For the amount of models you got. But I think it's still going to be cheaper than if you go out and buy the models later. I'm going to come back and I'm going to try to wipe some of that off. Maybe wiped off a little too much. Basically, I'm trying to glaze a little bit. I want to have these sides match, and I actually am really kind of digging the fact that it's not like super bright white. It almost has a steely look to it. Money, 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 money. Yeah, yep. Yes, Games Workshop is definitely ruled by money. Why do you think the paints are in those paint pots? And why do you think they dry out after 6 months, if even that long? You know, so I had somebody who worked at a GW store admit it to me that they absolutely do it on purpose so that you have to spend more money on their paints. I wish their paints weren't so convenient. I wish, honestly, my wish is I wish somebody around here would carry Reaper, because I would go and just buy Reaper paints, but no one carries it around here. It makes me kind of sad. I'm gonna go back over that. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for later tonight, because I'm gonna paint something for the night that can get done. Got plenty of choices, that's for sure. Viejo is pretty good. Yeah, Viejo's pretty good, but I like Reaper better. Of course, I keep wondering if it's the fact maybe I got some paint that was, it was like really thick. Like super thick. Like maybe there was a problem with the paint. And I've always thought, kind of wondered. But I wasn't happy with it. It was like the first stuff I ever got from Viejo. But it feels like I have indeed gotten it since then and more recent. And it was much better. So I'm not sure what the deal is. Like dummy thick. Thick. All I know is I had trouble getting it out of the bottle thick. Oh, by the way, Gareth, you missed one heck of a stream today. You came in at the last minute. You should not have. You should have come in much sooner. Uh-huh. You have an open paint pot. It was almost stringy. Ugh. Yeah, sorry about that, Gareth, because oh my god, it was amazing. It was so bad. I mean, we get on. I know it's been a while since I actually made one of his streams just because I've been trying to focus on work. And can you imagine that, when I'm on his stream, that work doesn't necessarily get focused on as much? Oh my god, the chat was so bad. I mean, well, you probably saw the tissue references in the Discord afterwards, and I'm pretty sure you can imagine where that went. I mean, to be honest, the thing he painted, the mammoth, because he painted the Reaper mammoth from Bones 5, came out really good. But, oh my lord. Well, I think what part of the problem was, Shank was there the whole time. He didn't show up in the last 5 minutes. He was there the entire time. And you know how he is. It also didn't help that Shank was apparently Renegade Shank had sent Mr. Mortar a pair of shorts. I think they're Cookie Monster shorts. And he said, he was wearing Shank shorts. It's like, so what is Shank wearing? We had an absolute, it was such a fun time, but boy, it was terrible. The usual, lots of moist comments.
Moist.
Thank you. Michael, he did say he had his monitor further away, so I don't think he could read all the stuff we were saying. Or he was deliberately ignoring it. And I'm like, I think he's becoming immune to us. So Shank says, we should just all leave him for now. We should all just leave him for now, Just don't bother him for a few episodes to lure him into a false sense of security. By the way, seriously out there, if you guys don't follow Michael Mortar out there, oh my god. He streams a couple times a week in the afternoons for us over here in America. And it is so much. He is a fantastic painter. He also can show you how to do things tabletop quality and work them up quick. But half the entertainment, I'm sorry to say, is the chat. We're a bunch of terrible, terrible, horrible people who are on there. All right. So I think that's looking pretty good. And you know what? I believe there is a stinky cat outside my window. AKA Mr. Skunky Poo. All right, what do you guys think? Those of you who are still lurking about, let me put it up. What do we think of the sword, guys? I might just call it there. I'm debating whether or not I even want to take that out and wrap that handle. Bueno. I'm very happy with this right in here. I like the sword. I've done some non-metal metallic. I haven't done a ton of it. But I've done some, and it's come out good. So, I was like, why not try it on this? So, next time, which will be on, let's see. Next time will be Wednesday night at 8:30 Eastern. God, I always gotta stop and think about it. Jesus. Let's see, yeah, Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern time. I'll be back here. I'll be probably doing the gold non-metal metallic, which would be the parts of the sword that aren't done, the little buttons and things like that. And we'll see how far we get. I'm hoping to finish her up this week so I can actually use the finished version of her to play on Saturday when we... Oh, yeah, we are playing Saturday. When we next play Rime of the Frost Maiden. So, but so far I'm pretty happy with her. I got all those... I said, I got all those diamonds done, and maybe I'll just say screw it, leave it. Even though I could probably make some of these a little more subtle. What else am I going to be on? Let's see. So I normally stream Monday nights from 7 till 9. And then Wednesdays from 8:30 till 10:30. And then we have Gareth. We go right and raid Gareth at 10:30. And then I also am on Saturday afternoons at 12:30 p.m. So really early in the afternoon. All times are Eastern. And I want to thank everybody for stopping by, people for following. I don't think there were any bits or anything like that, and that's okay. I'm happy I had people to chat with, and that's all I'm really looking for with this channel, is to paint minis and hang out with all of you cool people. So I hope you all have a lovely evening, and why don't we, I'll do this. Let's go be nice to one of my fellow people. Let's go to Acid Burn Punk, since he's on, and it'd be kind of nice to have some other people to have, so he can hang out with. I wonder if he's still working about, because I know he like, well, he'll have a stream on when he's streaming, which is kind of nice. All right, Gareth. Oh, and catch Gareth later tonight. And I believe he said 10:30 Eastern. I think. Yep, okay. And hopefully I'll send us to the right stream, if I can type it in right. Alright guys, let's go raiding. Have a wonderful night. Hope I see you on Wednesday. Bye! Let's go! Oh, it didn't work. Damn it. Hang on. Take 2. God damn it. Acid. Burn. Come on. Oh, I see what I did. I had a 9 at the end for somehow. There we go. Let's see what he's doing. Alright, bye! Where's my refresh button? It's actually a really good paint. Oh. years. That's weird. Huh. Dude, I brought people. I don't care, I'll hang out with them. Dude, I'm not gonna stay here forever. Yeah, you can stay on my channel. You can always crash one of our games. I don't think anyone will. Alright, where is... It is still wet. Oh, acid burn. Alright. I guess I shouldn't have put it away. No, I want to fix that. The blues look pretty good. It's Well, this is a bust. This is my problem with him. I like the guy, but he needs to not disappear. As I said, I'm gonna build slowly over time. I'm not complaining. I don't know what happened. Well, we've got a couple more minutes and then I'm going to go find something else to do. Oh, fucking hell. So his fucking... Oh, fuck this shit. I'm not gonna do that again. Then he must have been having on when he was doing... I didn't realize he was on. Oh, I was trying to be nice. This is the second time I've done a Monday night and it's just been... But I can't see how long they've been on. Yeah, you freaking... project. Shit. Alright, I'm gonna finish with this, and I'm gonna go to fucking. Don't. I love it. That is so cool. Yeah, but he doesn't usually have a lot of people there. Oh, damn it. Yeah, we'll have to. Problem is, I don't know how long people have. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I'll leave that up for now. Oh, you put your hands back on. My painting. I gotta get something to paint. So I'm gonna make a suggestion. Don't ever do 365. I don't want to know. Trying to think.